Serie A match of the week, Napoli against Atalanta. I do like Napoli to get their 16th win against Atalanta. Napoli are on a winning form. La Dea are struggling a little bit. They've had three consecutive draws. So Napoli, I like them to get the 16th win against Atalanta. Atalanta, Bergamo, Calcio, or Atalanta by itself is Scamacci 16. So will Napoli score first? I think so. I think the intensity is massive for Napoli if they want to win the Scudetto this year. Napoli, if they win the match, they would have goal differential of 21 on top of their 16 wins. Atalanta be Bergamasca Calcio is Scamacci 21. So I do like Napoli to continue the winning form. Juventus against Milan. Milan enter with 8 wins and 4 losses for the year. Juventus in the reverse is 84. Milan could be without Christian Pulisic. Will Vlahovic return? We don't know. Will Consecao return? We don't know. Juventus should score their 33rd goal against the Devil. Diavolo's Camacho 33. But we need to go to the overall record of Juventus and Milan to get a clearer picture. And so the season results. Juventus, first of all, enter with 22 goal differential against Milan. It's Milan, that's Camacho 22. And let me see who Juventus' next opponent is. I think their next match is in the Champions League. Club Brugge. Bruges Camacho 33. Club Brugge Camacho 98 and 44. And who is the next Serie A opponent? Napoli. SSC Napoli's Camacho 36 if the match ends in a draw yet again. For Draw Ventus would enter the Napoli match with 36 points for the year. Napoli, if they do win, they could be going for a 2 draws, 4 losses should they lose against Juventus. I don't think they enter the Juventus match with 2 draws and 4 losses. I really like the 21 goal differential, the 16 wins. Like I said, it would take a spectacular comeback for Atalanta to win. Antonio Conte is just on a whole other level this year. Now let's go to Milan. They're going to allow their 33rd goal against Juventus. Juventus is 33. They enter with 15 wins against Mota, Thiago Mota. Mota is Camacho at 15. You're kind of expecting a 1-1 draw, maybe. Can Juventus get the 3 points? They play much better against Atalanta. I guess it depends. It depends on the lineup, honestly. It does. They can't afford to lose Pulisic, obviously. This is a big loss. They have Inter coming up, too. 12 wins, 2 losses, going for 13 wins, 2 losses. Should it defeat the Rossoneri? Rossoneri is 132. And if Juventus lose against Milan, they could enter 34 points against Antonio Conte. Antonio Scamacci at 34. So it all depends on the injuries. Konsecal, Pulisic, Vlahovic. Very, very hard to make a prediction on Juventus right now. Undefeated, could they lose against Milan again? Potentially, but the injury, the Pulisic, Juventus play much better. I'd say Juventus are going to find a way to get the win at home. Or they could be 8 draws and 4 losses like Juventus. I want to say Juventus probably just does get the 37th points because Sergio is Camacho 37, but then Juventus could easily end the match with 35, so Juventus result, but I think with Pulisic injury, Juventus can win the match, I believe. And Inter played Bologna. We don't know what's going to happen yet with that match, although Bologna is a very tough opponent. If Inter lose the match, they'd have 30 differential. Bologna's 30 in Gematria. So that could be a tricky match, potentially. But Inter have 2 matches in hand. Empoli, Lecce, and then Milan. So how many points? Inter could easily win their next 2 matches to enter the Milan Derby with 49 points. It's Milan, that's Camacho 49. Or if they lose one of these 2 games, I'll go with Inter against Milan. But if Inter win the next 2 matches, I think they could potentially have a draw against Milan because Rossoneri is Camacho 51. So that's what I see happening on the Inter front. For now, let's assume they'll beat Bologna. If they draw against Bologna, then obviously things get very interesting in the table. And then Napoli's move against Atalanta. The Scudetto race has only gotten interesting. I think we must pay attention to Lazio and Fiorentina. They are in the race for the Champions League. There is a real possibility this Lazio-Fiorentina match is going to be a very interesting one. Juventus and Milan are going to root for this match to end in a draw because Serie is likely to get the top 5 spots in the Champions League. Fiorentina are in a little bit of a funk right now, and so they just lost against Monza. So hey, if Fiorentina drop points again against Torino, if Lazio drop points against Verona, this could help out Milan, but they have a match in hand, so they definitely do have to get something.